Here's how I created this cute little cat sign for Halloween. To start off, I'm using a 16-inch wooden round. I painted it in just a solid black. Please don't mind the fact that I'm using a little tiny brush to paint this entire thing, but that's the only paintbrush that I literally had at the time. Then I'm moving on to painting my little pumpkin, so I started off just trying to do a basic shape of my pumpkin and the little cutout at the top of where I'm going to paint the little cat at. So the paints I'm using today are Waverly chalk paints as well as some apple barrel paints as well. So I'm using two different oranges to create different tones for my pumpkin so it's not just like one solid orange color. And I'm using a white paint pen just to sketch out my little cat of where I want to place him and just how I want it positioned and everything. Now the paint pen that I start off using is like pretty much dead. As you can see, it's kind of like barely working, but it worked enough just to give me an outline to go off of because I was just going to paint over all this anyway, so it didn't really matter. So then I'm just going back and painting on the little top part of the pumpkin onto my little cat's head, and then just filling in my pumpkin again because I did need to paint this a few times to make it more of like a solid orange instead of having any type of color showing through. So just do as many layers of paint as you want as far as how you want to mix them and just give them like kind of like shading and things like that. So I just mixed in lighter oranges and yellows as well. And then I'm just taking a smaller brush and we're going to try to make this pumpkin cute as well. So this I completely freehanded, but of course you can draw this out as well just to help you like with a guide on how you want it to look and so forth. So since my background of my sign is solid black, I mixed in some gray to paint my cat with so that it wouldn't just blend right into the background. And to also give it a little bit of like a fur look, I usually always try to mix paints just to do like darker and lighter shades so that it gives it more of a 3D look. And to me it just looks a lot better than to have like solid colors. So I'm just using my smaller brush just to do the little tiny details. I'm not being super like specific with it because I'm going to go back over this several times with different paints and things. So I did a little bit of orange around the eye, I left a little bit of white on the top part of the eye, and I'm doing a little white line on the top of his paws just to separate them so that you can see them a little better. I did go a different route for the inside of the ears. I wanted to do like a purple color just to like make that pop a little better instead of just sticking to like white and black and gray. So I'm currently in this phase right now where I really like outlining things with black and white because I think it just makes it pop a little more. So I'm outlining my little jack-o'-lantern with a thin paintbrush. I feel like it makes things just pop out a little more. It cleans up the lines a little bit. It kind of helps, especially if your lines aren't exactly straight and things. It just takes the focus off it needing to be so perfect. And then I went back with my white paint pen. Now this one works so much better. I got this one at Walmart. You can order these online as well. And I'm just outlining all the spots pretty much where I've done my black outlines as well. So these little ribbons I actually found at Dollar General. They are so cute. This one like pumpkin ribbon I especially love the most. And it's really good quality just for like $2. I thought it was really good. So I picked that up, figured it would be perfect to create a Halloween door sign with. So I'm not good at making bows honestly. So I'm just kind of speeding through this, but pretty much I'm just taking loops and just twisting them so that I can get the face of that ribbon to show, and I just keep twisting them and tucking them under until I get the size bow that I want. And I didn't have any black string, so I'm using some orange yarn that I had just to secure my little bow together. So this other ribbon, I also got at Dollar General. This one was just $1 and it's just some sparkly black ribbon. It looks really cute. I actually thought it was more of a solid ribbon, but ended up being kind of see-through, but it's still really cute because it's glittery and it just adds to the Halloween look. And then I just add it to the back of my first ribbon and then adding some yarn and tying them all together to secure them. And this is where I say I'm not a bow creator. So like I just create my tails like separate. I know this part is probably crazy to some people, especially bow makers, but this is just how I do it. It works for me. So if you're not good at making bows, you know, this is a way you can do it as well. So I just attach those first to the sign and then I go back and add on my main bow on top of that. So I felt like the sign was still missing something. In hindsight, I kind of wish I would have added something else to the background, but what I ended up doing was just doing some lines for the time being until I decide on what I want to do. So this is how it turned out. So it's just a really cute idea. It's more on the adorable adorable side of Halloween than the spooky side. So it's like kid friendly, you know, and it's a really cute idea. I figured I'd share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next video.